Recently, our delegate to Congress, Donna Christensen, talked about the hot topic of health care and its effects in the VI.
It's very seldom I get to do an interview with a delegate who has her own set of wheels, right?
Yeah.
All right, Donna. Good to see you. Delegate Donna Christensen here at a special event here at Palms Court. We'll tell you more about that a little later. But I guess for all of us, you were sort of right there in the middle of the new coin, but health, Charlie Rangel, anything you possibly. But I think the most important thing is how things are going right now, in your estimation, with the health bill and how it will directly affect us in the Virgin Islands.
Well, that's a work in progress, and in many ways it's still an uphill battle because there are so many forces that are trying to reduce the cost of the bill. But we are in just about every bill in one way or another. In the House, we have a huge increase in Medicaid funding, plus the Secretary is directed to get us to parity and change and authorize to change our match. And in the Senate, Finance, Medicaid is treated a little differently, but if they agree to do the newly eligibles, as the bill says, at either 100% federal or 90% federal, we still could come out pretty well with that. So we're still looking at the best possible of all possible worlds for the territories. And in the HELP bill, which is in the Senate, which also has to be merged, we're in the exchange. So we know we're going to have a great improvement in Medicaid, and the president has promised to put the territories on a path to parity. So we're holding him to that promise and trying to put some pressure on the White House for the conference committee. But the exchange is the issue for us right now.
Very good. Hear a lot of disturbing comments about someone I met through you, and that's Charlie Rangel. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen there?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to remember if just an ethics investigation is a cause for anyone to step down. I don't think necessarily it is, because that doesn't say that he's guilty of anything. They're just looking into whether or not. So I would hope that the speaker would see her way clear to saying, well, we're in the middle of healthcare reform.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Right?
Yes, that we're in the middle of a major healthcare reform initiative here. He's the head of one of the primary committees responsible for at least finding how we're going to pay for it. And this would be a very bad time for him to step down. So if anything should happen, it'll be up to the Speaker and Charlie, but I trust that he'll be able to finish out the healthcare reform thing and perhaps finish out his term as chair of Ways and Means.
Ways and Means, very powerful.
It's very important to remember that a lot of the things that are noted that he's being investigated for are things that he uncovered when he started looking at his filings and checking to make sure that everything was intact. So it's not that Mr. Rangel was hiding anything, it's just that he found these things to be not in order and began to make some reparation for that, and now it's out. My big concern, though, is that the Virgin Islands gets dragged into this over the rum issue with Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico has started a full court press, including some of the members who are originally from Puerto Rico, to try to get Mr. Rangel to bring their bill out of committee. The bill that would limit how much our government could give to support or subsidize the rum companies, both Crucian and Diageo, and would in effect turn anything over 10% to the other territory. We're not going to stand for that, and Mr. Rangel and the leadership have basically said, and I hope they don't change their mind, that they don't interfere in interstate issues or interterritory issues. And I think that bill is very unfair. It's really uncalled for, but it also, again, has been something that has been used against Mr. Rangel. And I feel that's very unfortunate because he's been such a good friend to the Virgin Islands, and I don't want anything having to do with the Virgin Islands to be a problem for him.
One quick thing. Comment, President Obama, a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Tell me, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a great honor for not only President Obama, but for our country. And I do think that it puts a great deal of responsibility on him now as he tries to, extract us from Iraq and decide what to do with Afghanistan. But he's up to the task, and he's listening to his advisors. And I think, as other people have said, I think it's the posture, it's the environment that our president has created that makes peace possible. that was
It
not.
isn't that he did anything, it's just that of
He
the
set
vision
the
he
stage.
has. Right.
It's a vision he
Yeah,
has, but
yeah.
it's also by his temperament, by the things that he has said, and the things that he's even done thus far. There's a whole new environment in the world where peace is possible, and so I think he's very deserving. And I just think about the heavy burden that he feels having received this, especially at this particular time while all that's happening in Afghanistan is going on.
Shake his hands when you meet him for all of us. Okay?
I will. As a matter of fact, when I congratulated him, I told him I was here, and I sent an email. And I said, you know, as always when I'm home, the people of the Virgin Islands are congratulating you, but they're also praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so just know that you're in all of our prayers.
Just before we go, I showed a little bit of your set of wheels. What is
Yeah.
this all about, and how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. This is a rollabout. I'm about 7 weeks post-surgery on my toes, my bunions, and my doctor does not want me putting
This
weight
will
on.
mean you can't tap dance anymore, no?
Well, not
Okay.
right now. Maybe by January. By January, I should be able to do all of my dancing again.
Yes, sir. Donna, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Okay.
Thanks.
In St. Thomas with the Delegate to Congress, Donna Christensen, Lee Carl for News Channel.